watching WGAL 8. Now, coverage you can count on continues from the Susquehanna Valley's most watched news team. This is News 8 at 6.
Tragedy in the Susquehanna Valley. 7 young children, 6 sisters, and 1 brother killed in a fire.
It's just a sad day.
Their sister, 3 years old, ran for help.
To live with the fact that, the rest of her siblings perished inside.
Their mother cannot get in the burning house. Their father not too far away doing his job.
He's in shock. He can't think what to do.
Tonight, News 8 has live team coverage. What happened and how the community is helping the Klaus family tonight. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kim Lemon.
And I'm Ron Martin, live on Madison Road in Loysville, Perry County, where in the house you see behind me, 7 children died in an overnight fire. The fire trucks are now gone. Right now, the investigation into what happened here, what caused this tragedy, continues. The Perry County coroner has confirmed those who were killed in this fire. This is a family photo showing the children of Ted and Janelle Klaus. We blurred out family members who were not involved in this tragedy. Killed were 7-month-old Samantha Klaus, 2-year-old Miranda, 4-year-old Heidi, 6-year-old Hannah, 7-year-old Brady, 9-year-old Isabel, and 11-year-old Christina. 3-year-old Leah was the lone child of Ted and Janelle Klaus to survive. News 8's Jim Sinkovich begins our team coverage into this tragedy and specifically looking for what happened here today, Jim.
Well, I can tell you the fire started at around 10 o'clock last night. The 8 children had been put to bed by their parents, who then went outside, as they often do, to continue their chores working here on the dairy farm. While most of the children were asleep inside, the father, Ted Klaus, was on a job picking up milk at a nearby farm. The mother, Janelle, was milking cows in the barn when her 3-year-old daughter, Leah, ran in and said there was smoke in the house.
The mother runs out of the barn. She sees that the house is on fire. She tries to gain entry into the residence, but she's unsuccessful.
Janelle Klaus ran to 2 neighbors' homes before finding someone to call 911. Firefighters saw flames and smoke coming from the windows when they arrived. When the fire was out, the county coroner said 6 of the children were found in upstairs bedrooms, the youngest child found in her crib on the first floor. The coroner said the 7 children all died from smoke inhalation. The father told News 8 there were working smoke detectors in the house, but he didn't know if the children heard them or would know what to do if they did. While investigators are searching for the cause, neighbors were coming to grips with the tragic loss, which Trooper Pinkerton called the worst in his career.
Here you have 7 children inside who never made it out. Again, they'll never have that opportunity to succeed in life like everybody probably believes that they would have. So based on that, it's just a terrible situation.
An unimaginable loss for this family and this community. Again, Ron, the State Police Fire Marshal, is investigating, says it could take a day or 2 before he determines the exact cause.
Very good, Jim. As always, these are difficult stories to cover whenever they happen.
Certainly are.
Thanks, Jim. Well, as you can imagine, neighbors quickly sprang into action when word of this tragedy became known. Knowing the Klaus family had dozens of dairy cows, volunteers quickly jumped in to help them run the farm today. They milked the cows this morning with Ted Klaus, the father, who just wanted to stay busy.
It's pretty hard to take. Of course, that's why we're all here. We want to try and help them through as best we can.
Friends also brought in an RV for the family to use until they decide how to rebuild their lives. And news of what happened here quickly spread throughout the community. News 8's Matt Barcaro continues our live team coverage with that aspect of the story. He visited a diner nearby here today.
That's
Matt?
right. Ron, a few miles up the road is the town of Blaine, and in there's a fire company that responded to the fire. There's a school where the Klaus children were students, and there's a diner where it seems everyone had some connection to this fire. Every community has a place where you can always find friends. For this community, the Blaine Family Restaurant is that place, and it was full of friends today.
You know you're going to know the person before you get there. It's not like going and running on to a stranger.
But the topic of the day was not one of anyone's choosing.
It's very bad, and it's very sad because now they went to heaven, and their mommy and daddy don't have their little boys and girls anymore.
Ruth Ann Schoenfeld tried explaining the devastating fire to her granddaughter, even if she herself has yet to grasp what happened.
I had to drive by there this morning when I left to go pick up my granddaughter, and the house is just black, and my heart just dropped to my stomach.
Billy Smith took time to pause. He knows Ted Klaus, the children's father.
He works. Summer he's always in the fields and stuff, and that's just, I don't know, sometimes you wonder if the working's worth it.
When an incident like this close home, and you know the family and stuff, it's very, very, very hard to relate with. It just strikes home. It just strikes you in a whole different way.
And it's something the small rural community has never had to deal with before. No disaster has even come close.
We don't have major events around here too often, thank heavens, but it's something when the whole community will come together, though.
And that's how they all plan to get through it. I guess if there's a time for a close-knit community.
This is it.
And not only is this community coming together, but Ron, people from all over the country have been calling the local library all day asking how they can help the Klaus family as well.
That's very much understandable. All right, thank you, Matt. So that's it for now, Kim. Clearly a community here in mourning. It's a sad evening. Whenever you lose children, it's sad, and it will take this community some time to heal. That's the story for now. Back to you.
It is just heartbreaking. All right, thank you, Ron. Well, there is grief counseling available for the community. A session will be held from 6:30 to 8 tonight at Blaine Elementary School, where some of the children attended. And tomorrow night at 6:30, the West Perry Ministerium will provide counseling at the school. Our coverage continues on WGAL.com. This story, no doubt, will start conversation and questions among parents and children. On our website, you can find the 11 things to teach your children about escaping a fire. All right, on to Lancaster now, and listen to this. Police say a man tried to steal stuff from more than 500 cars, but a victim and a security guard caught the man red-handed. News 8's Lancaster reporter Meredith Jorgensen has the details.
It was a little bit of skill, a little bit of luck, and not the most astute of individuals.
And investigators say this would have been the 5th car the suspected thief got away with when police found him behind the wheel of a car that wasn't his. In addition to stealing cars, police say 24-year-old Richard Garcia Flores went inside more than 500 vehicles, stealing electronics from nearly half of them.
One individual who has a mission to break in or steal vehicles can do an incredible amount of damage and target many, many vehicles.
If this individual was in fact responsible for that many, that would probably be close to a record.
Many of the thefts happened in city-owned parking garages. Noticing an increase in thefts, the parking authority wanted to alert its customers and put this notice in the elevators. The message: lock your doors, hide your valuables, and take your keys. Most of the cars Garcia Flores allegedly stole had keys in them.
Crime of opportunity. If there's no key in the car, makes it a lot harder to steal the car.
Police say the thief was trying to use spray paint to cover his tracks, which didn't work.
He was trying to mark his fingerprints or erase his fingerprints. Obviously, he wasn't watching CSI enough.
And with quick thinking attendants, he didn't get far. In Lancaster, Meredith Jorgensen, News 8.
More than 6,000 vehicles park in city garages every day. That's about 1 million cars a year. So while Garcia Flores allegedly entered 500 cars, that's still a small percentage of the cars parked every day. We have an update now from Harrisburg. Police arrested the man they say shot William Price outside the Egypt nightclub early Monday morning. Eric Small is charged with homicide. And covering Cumberland County for you tonight, a Shippensburg couple faces charges for allegedly lying to a federal government agency. Floyd and Susan Martin run the Chestnut Grove Kennel. Investigators say the couple sold dogs illegally for medical research. And in Lancaster County, a car rear-ended a school bus this morning. Investigators say 5 of the 7 Lancaster Mennonite students on board were taken to the hospital to get checked out. The driver of the car was also taken to the hospital. And we do have news tonight from Lebanon County. Family and friends are reaching out to a little girl who was a victim of violence. Police charged the girl's father, Jonathan Eisenhower, with killing his wife, Andrea, and then using their child as a shield. The shooting happened inside the Eisenhower's home near Myerstown last month. Well, a fundraiser is taking place from now until 8 o'clock at the Friendlies in Hershey to raise some money for her.
10% of the sales are going to go to the Helping Hearts Fund for her to help with the healing and to show that we really care and we love her.
The girl turned 11 years old today. Well, we just had a wet weekend and even more heavy rain is in the forecast. Flooding is now a concern here along the Susquehanna River. News 8's Matt Belanger shows us how people in the Harrisburg region are preparing.
The flood warning signs are up on Harrisburg City Island, and that's enough for workers at Riverside Marina to start packing up their equipment bound for higher ground.
We watch it very closely because we do have a lot of stuff on the island here, and if we lose it, we don't have a marina in the summer.
Expected heavy rain, already saturated ground, and melting snow to the north have all combined to set the stage for moderate flooding in the Harrisburg region, according to experts with the Susquehanna River Basin Commission.
The river will be rising. The expectation is somewhere around moderate flood stage. Until that rain falls and we know where it falls, we're really not going to know what the response in the river system is going to be.
The river is expected to pass flood stage of 17 feet here at Harrisburg before the end of the week and then crest sometime over the weekend at a still undetermined depth. And all of that uncertainty has left people who live closest to the shores preparing for the worst.
And I think that's prudent.
Tom Travis recently moved into the flood-prone Riverside Harrisburg neighborhood of Shipoke.
I think everybody in this neighborhood watches the river. And for some of them, it might be man against the river. But I think for most of the people, they just like the convenience of living here.
He's already making plans.
What I can do is move almost everything on the first floor, all my furniture up to the second floor.
You have interest in areas that are subject to moderate flooding. I would take that. I would take this system to heart and take action. Yes.
In Harrisburg, Matt Belanger, News 8.
The mayor of Harrisburg has asked the Fire Bureau to deliver flood warning notices to people who live in low-lying areas of the city like Shipoke. Several Susquehanna Valley creeks and streams are also expected to rise to flood stages with the heavy rain, so residents should keep an eye on them as well. Well, Doug Allen keeping an eye on the rivers for us tonight. Hi, Doug.
You bet. The flood watch is up Thursday morning through Friday morning, Kim, and it's likely that this is going to transition into flood warnings as we head through that same time frame. You can see on the Super Doppler Rate Radar Network the rain moving into the area now, and it's going to hang around for quite some time. We'll talk about that, and we'll have the 7-day forecast with the Storm Team Outlook.
A York County corrections officer is honored, but it's not for what he did at the York County prison. It's for what he did at a sporting goods store. I'm Ed Weinstock. I'll have the story.
If you have a medical question or a concern, then give us a call tonight, 1-800-883-1915. Our panel of doctors with the Pennsylvania Medical Society are here tonight to answer your questions.